I think we're live. Yes, we are live. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with another live stream. And we are back with another stream on this beautiful July 12th, 2023. And today we have a very important stream to talk about. It is how can we fix the Republican Party? Because let's be real with ourselves about this. The GOP is in complete mess right now. Complete and total chaos. You got several state GOPs going bankrupt. You have candidates left and right losing to people like Fetterman. It ain't well. But we have to discuss how can we turn this ship around, because there's a lot to discuss. Boy, there is a ton that the Republican Party has to fix. And they're starting to. There's some areas where they're improving on, but there's still a lot to go with through the discussion. Now, before we continue with today's live stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join the channel, which is a phenomenal deal as it helps support the daily content we all know and love. You love the daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody, so we're going to have a quick stream today, unless how long you guys want me to go. And before I forget, of course, if you do want to support the content, you could send a super chat. If you want your question for sure answered, the best way is, of course, sending that super chat. But if you have a question or comment in the chat, I'll try to get through everything. But if you want yours for sure answered, super chats are the best way to go. All right, everybody, let's get into it. Let us get into this hot topic on everybody's mind, especially after 2022. There's a lot that we need to discuss, because it's go time. We are a year and a half out from, I would say, the most important presidential election ever. I mean, at least in modern time. I truly believe this is the most critical. Now, we say this every cycle, but when you think about it, this is absolutely must win for the GOP. I mean, there's no ifs, thens, or buts about it. You gotta win. If you can't win in 2024, it's over. It's Jover. Pack it up. Go away. It's done. This is our last opportunity to make a serious push at saving this country. There's a lot that needs to be saved with our culture, with the economy, everything. But again, I'm not going to just bash certain people. Well, there's certain people we will bash, but not a certain group of people. There's not like a voting group that I'm going to go after just because, though there are some people that warrant some of the mockery. Either way, we got to discuss what's going on with the GOP. Well, as many of you heard, at least I think you've heard, there's a lot of statewide GOPs going bankrupt. So, yeah, there's a lot of GOP state parties. They are just completely out of money. Arizona, Colorado, Minnesota, they're all out of money. They're going bankrupt. Who ever heard of this? 3 statewide parties in what? 20 days? When have we ever seen anything like that before? Now, again, some of the stories are a bit exaggerated, like Arizona. It's a little bit misleading, but still, there is a serious problem with some of these state GOPs. How you run out of money is, God knows how you do that. But who ever heard of 3 statewide parties in fairly population sizable states all going bankrupt all at once? Which parties went bankrupt? Colorado, Minnesota, and Arizona are the big 3 that are basically out. They're out of money. Michigan, that's another one. But the 3 that everybody's talking about is Minnesota, Arizona, and Colorado. Michigan's also on there, but looks like they're getting that resolved. Minnesota, I understand, but Arizona. But it's like, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of people in the state. There's no reason that we have state parties going bankrupt. So basically, we have like 10 state GOPs that are bankrupt. Yeah, they're not a good financial situation at all. I mean, the numbers I heard out of Minnesota and Colorado, oh my gosh. I mean, they can't even pay, like, at least with Arizona, they could pay for their operations for like the next year. In Colorado, or I should say Minnesota, they can't even pay for food. They cannot even pay for a dinner of two. That's how bad it's getting in the state of Colorado. Minnesota, similar deal. It's just, what the hell is going on here? And this is the number one thing we gotta solve. Fundraising. Money. This is a huge problem with the GOP. I mean, we have so much money, the GOP at least does. The fact there's so much burnt on nonsense is unbelievable. I mean, how much did the GOP raise in 2022? How much? Look, we can actually look that up. GOP spending 2022. I could actually look that up. Because, think about that. They spent like ungodly amounts of money, yet state parties are just going bankrupt left and right. And that doesn't pass the sniff test at all. So let me just pull this up. I'll find it eventually. But yeah, the biggest thing we got to solve right now is related to spending. Like, okay, here's open secrets for one. Yeah, I got it right here. Arrest McConnell. I agree with that, but okay. This is spending my group. So, this gives an accurate representation of what I'm talking about. All right. So, look at this. $1.2 billion were spent by outside groups that are conservative. $1.2 billion. That's just a little bit less than 2020. But look at some of these groups that spend a lot of money. The Senate Leadership Fund, the Congressional Leadership Fund, the National Republican Congressional Committee. I mean, you start looking at these, there's a lot of money that was spent. But you know what happened? A lot of this money went to bullshit. Here's the difference between the GOP and the Democrats. The GOP, for every dollar they spend of quote-unquote media, I guarantee you like 90% of it goes to a consultant. I guarantee it. It just goes down the toilet to some consultant in Washington, D.C. And that's where the money is going. These fraudulent consultants who are pocketing a bunch of money. The Democrats, they may have a problem like that, but it's nowhere near what the GOP was. The GOP, 90% of the money just vanishes. Think I'm kidding? Look at some of the filings from the FEC reports. You just suddenly see consulting fees. Just all down the toilet. This, in my opinion, is the biggest issue the Republican Party has to figure out. How to stop wasteful spending within its own party. You cannot seriously tell me we outspent Democrats by $300 million, but we were outspent in Ohio, or I should say Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, parts of key congressional elections in, say, Nevada, in Nebraska, or not Nebraska, I should say Illinois, in Maine. It just keeps going. Where's the money going? You cannot just blame this on Republicans have bad candidates and all this stuff. Okay, where's this money going then? This money is supposed to help back candidates that are just not quite hitting those numbers. They just vanish. Completely gone. Gone for good. Zilp. Gone. Can you imagine if the GOP didn't waste $1.2 billion? I mean, the Senate Leadership Fund. They spent $220 million. And what do they got to show for it? They had won no Senate races last year. None. Consultancy to pay for their fleets of cars and homes. Exactly. That's what's happening here. When they say we spent $60 million on Ohio, it's closer to maybe $10 million. When you account for all the consulting fees, when you account for all the baloney. We spent hundreds of millions of dollars just on consulting fees. And like somebody says, we also spent a lot on primaries. I'm fine with contested primaries. My problem is when some of these groups, like the Congressional Leadership Fund, they stick their nose in it. They spent $10 million on Joe Kent against him. Not just defending Butler. That's one thing. But when they attack him for simply being against, McCarthy and call him a national socialist, how the hell do you think that's going to go with voters in that district? It ain't going to go well. Consulting fees and these frickin' primaries, that's what's draining all the money. Because if we did not have these garbage consulting fees, which J.D. Vance talked about, go look up his article, his opinion piece, I'll go find it, but he went over how all the money is getting burnt on voter files, getting burnt on consulting fees, everything. This is why the GOP is in the problem it's in. It's wasteful spending. Like, okay, let's go by Senate race. Okay. Most expensive was Pennsylvania. Not a surprise. Republicans spent $100 million in this race. Democrats $140 million. We got outspent. But still, it's like, you're telling me we lost when we spent $100 million against Fetterman? Georgia, we spent $100 million. They spent $120 million. Arizona, we spent $60 million. And this is where you start to realize we have a problem. We spent on the Arizona Senate election an ungodly amount of money in the primary itself. I mean, look at how much Lamont spent. All right, yeah, let me get the primary out if I could find it. But Lamont alone spent $10 million just attacking Blake Masters. You think I'm kidding? Go look it up. I'll go find it, but yeah, I can't find it. Well, whatever. Either way, these primaries are killing us. So if there is a contested primary, don't spend money attacking other people, attack either the incumbent, or I should say the Democrat, or just spend money protecting yourself. We talk about fiscal conservatism, yeah, we don't know how to spend on the campaign trail. Yeah, you could spend all that money in consulting fees all you want. Every $10 million spent against us, an extra 1 point for them. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Because when you account for consulting stuff, we only spent like $20 million. Let's be 100% real. When you account for the consulting stuff, they blew us out of the water completely. But that's the first step. The first step is going to be fixing this garbage spending habit the GOP currently has. Because, oh my gosh, we spent so much against Mark Kelly. Here's the problem. Mark Kelly was able to raise $90 million because he was an incumbent, because he had access to the voter files. The Democrats gave them for free pretty much. The GOP still sucks at data. But that's the first part. Second part, this crap. This crap that McCarthy has been polling for the past month and a half needs to stop. I was praising McCarthy beforehand. I was saying he was a great speaker. He was following through on his promises. But then he's doing stuff like this. He is getting these garbage fights with the Freedom Caucus because of a simple disagreement. It's such a minuscule disagreement that they're starting a civil war in the House over it. The conservative fever that's plagued Speaker McCarthy for weeks is showing no signs of breaking. McCarthy and his leadership team returned to Washington this week planning to tee up the GOP's biggest must-pass bills of the year, only to slam into the wall of resistance from familiar antagonists on the right. The Speaker's first problem is urgent. A small brand of ultra-conservatives, mainly in the House Freedom Caucus, has turned a routine Pentagon policy bill into a major headache for party leaders as they press for votes on abortion, LGBT stuff, and affirmative action. The fact that you can't even pass that, which is arguably one of the easiest things you could even remotely get. The drama isn't over yet, with the right's ever-growing slate of demands increasingly likely to delay final votes on the bill next week, and its ultimate passage still a question mark. But conservatives are still plotting other problems that come from McCarthy, who has precious little floor time left and an entire government to try to fund before current cash expires on September 30th. And the saga begins again. It's not going to go well. I mean, I don't know what McCarthy is doing here. Why are you just suddenly throwing old sense out of the window and just completely giving the middle finger to the Freedom Caucus? The reason you're the speaker right now. It's yet another episode in the bleak reality show McCarthy's living in this year. Everything is hard with just a 5-seat majority. The conservative pushback isn't the only internal mess that top Republicans have to clean up. Either plans to take up a major GOP tax package by September are now stalled thanks to a separate group of members from New York and California who say they'll refuse to advance a package without a major tax incentive for their districts. So, just... now he's dealing with this crap from the left, or from the more moderate part of the GOP. I understand there should be some kind of SALT tax provision, but it's like, my gosh. I mean, it's every day at this point something that comes up with freaking McCarthy, being a drama queen. I mean, can we call him that? Is that allowed? 435 people got elected to this body to do something. It doesn't feel right when 400 are sitting around waiting for 35 to decide what they want. Oh, shut up, Massey. I mean, it's not our problem. It's McCarthy who's not negotiating good faith. That's what I'm hearing, at least. It's Team McCarthy that's ignoring what the Freedom Caucus wants. How is McCarthy not liberal enough for you people? What do the rhinos want? I mean, no, the problem is he's not even negotiating in good faith with the Freedom Caucus. He just thinks he can ram through everything with just moderates. And I do wonder if that's going to backfire eventually. Which it kind of did with the stove stuff, but that's a different story. McCarthy's more of a drama queen than the gay George Santos. Yeah, I know it's pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic what the GOP is becoming. But here's how we could solve this. Focus on what people in the GOP want. They want reduced immigration. They want reform to education. They want investigations into Biden. All of these have stalled. Why do you think voters will only vote for Trump, but not for any other Republican? Why? Because they say, screw you. This happens every single time the Republicans have a majority, the past 10 years. Past 20 years. They keep effing over their base every single day with baloney. And they keep going to the media, lying about what's happening, make it seem like it's the staunch conservatives trying to hold back everything, when it's reality Team McCarthy that's not negotiating good faith, and then you cause this mess. Is it just depressing that McCarthy's the best speaker since Gingrich? Yeah, that's just sad. The fact that we have such garbage speakers is it's shocking. You would think we would have much better speakers than Gingrich and McCarthy. But yeah, it's not going too well with Speaker McCarthy. I mean, even you have Nancy Mace is getting mad with McCarthy. I mean, she's starting to flip on him. Yeah. And just to gain Marjorie Taylor Greene, who would have thought that Taylor Greene Nancy Mace was going to be more vehemently anti-McCarthy than Taylor Greene? Who would have thought that? We went from Pedo to Boner to Ryan to McCarthy. Yeah. We went from bottom the barrel to crap to bottom the barrel to just McCarthy. I think there's so many people that want to vote for someone else, and the Democrats, but the GOP needs to offer something besides no all the time. Yeah. I mean, the GOP is a great minority party. They are great in the minority. When they're in the majority, they can't pass jack. They can't get anything through. Nothing. I mean, it's like, how crazy is that? They're more effective in the minority than they are in the majority. I mean, look what's happened. Before 2022, McCarthy was able to keep the entire caucus unified. After, he can't keep anybody. I mean, he's losing a third of his caucus at this point. It's like, well, what do you think's going to happen? Are you going to blame the same people? How does he think that's going to help? Just attacking the people that are just saying, you're not negotiating good faith. How does that make you look? I don't think relatively good, but either way, yeah. A sad truth is that at least 74 out of 222 of the representatives will be primaried out, and that's a low estimate. I don't agree with that. It's more like 20, I would say. Because the rest are just generic, good, or they fit their district. That's because they're not supposed to win. They're designed to simp for neolibs. Yeah. The current GOP, they are the most incompetent majority party ever. When they're in the majority, I mean, look what the Democrats did with a 50-50 Senate and 12 House seats. Or 5, whatever it was. And look at Michigan. They have a 1-seat majority in both chambers and the governorship. Look what's happening. They're ramming through everything. They have rammed through every little thing they've wanted. Some of the most extreme stuff where you misgender somebody, you go to jail for 10 years. That's getting passed, but what state was it? Was it Wyoming? That they couldn't even pass a ban on, like, transgender surgeries for, like, 12-year-olds? That's pathetic! With a 90% majority? That's what's wrong with the GOP. The Democrat voters, they get what they voted for. At least with Democrats, some of the stuff they promised, they get their voters. Republicans, they give them a half-assed version. But it keeps going. When you start looking at it more, it just keeps going with what the GOP is wrong. But those are the two biggest things. The two biggest issues is money and just actually doing something when you got a majority. Why do you think Trump, and I'm actually going to pull this up. I want to pull up this poll by Echelon Insights that shows you what I'm talking about. Because there's people that say Trump is unelectable. A generic Republican would win easy. Let me pull it up. Let me just pull this up real quick. Because it's freaking amazing when you see what I'm talking about. Hopefully I'll find it. But yeah, so if Chad has anything, say anything. Let's see. How to say the GOP adopt populist economic policies. UBI. I'm against UBI. I'm for a negative income tax, but not a UBI. No one voted anti-child trans drugs legislation. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, that is exactly what I'm talking about. You can't pass it in South Dakota, but they can pass misgendering in Michigan. Alright, so I got the thing, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to just show you guys what I'm talking about here. Because this just proves my point about the whole electability arguments full of bullshit. Complete and total bull. If I can find it. Alright. I think I got it. Yep, I do. Okay, there we go. So this is what I'm talking about here. This is a poll by Echelon Insights just a couple weeks ago. Late June. Trump's at 44% nationally. And battleground states at 48%. Beating Biden by 7. Just scroll to DeSantis. Just scroll down here to Ron DeSantis. DeSantis 42% nationally. 44% in battleground states. This is what I'm talking about here. This is a direct head-on-head comparison. And it's not even just that. All right? Look at some of these crosstabs that show you why Trump is doing so much better. Here's why. Let me just find it. Okay, there we go. Found it. So, look at white voters. Or no, let's start with 65 plus. Trump is losing them by 7. Trump is losing the oldest voting group by 7. DeSantis, he's losing them by, let's see, only 2. So how is DeSantis doing worse than Trump? Look at every other age group. 18 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 64. Trump outruns DeSantis in every single one of these groups. And look at minority voters. DeSantis loses Hispanics by 15 and does basically the same as Trump with white voters. Trump, he wins Hispanics by 2 in this poll. This is what I'm trying to tell people. Trump's policies are popular. There are issues with sometimes the character is too much for him. He sometimes says stuff that doesn't really help him. Sometimes, a lot of time it does, but there are obviously times where it does backfire. But why is this? Because Trump understands what matters to people. Trump, he understands how to talk to people properly. He does. He understands that, hey, I'm going to talk about economic issues. I'm going to talk about the border. I'm going to talk about crime. I'm going to talk about something different. Yes, every now and again he talks about 2020. But it's not as much as it used to be. And he talks about what matters. That's what's important here. DeSantis and other Republicans, what do they talk about all the time? Just chat. List some stuff that DeSantis and other Republicans talk about. Just list it off. Because it just proves my point that Trump knows what's important to voters. Biden, or I should say DeSantis, not so much. Just chat. Go ahead. Go list it. List what DeSantis is campaigning on. And tell me, are they important to voters? Do voters really give a crap about that issue? Critical race theory. He's not even talking about that. Social issues that lots of people don't care about. Yeah. He's just talking about social issues. That's everything he's focused on. He's focused on abortion. He's focused on a woke. Yep, here comes the woke stuff right here. Yep, chat's gonna start flooding with woke. The fact that that's not even a joke is just sad. Woke. Yeah. Cares more about talking about that than he is talking about economics. Because you know what's going to happen? If this is a one-on-one just on economics, Trump wins 80% of voters against DeSantis. He does. If it's on other issues, it's a little bit closer. When people start to realize what DeSantis is on stuff like trade, Medicare, oh yeah, you talk about the unelectable argument for Trump, he can apply 10 times to DeSantis. Woke. I woke up this morning, which means we need to stop talking about economics. Yeah. I mean, the most important issue to voters is obviously the economy. I don't think anybody is saying otherwise. Let's just go actually look at it. The same poll. Trying to scroll up here. All right. Jobs and economy, 13%. Cost of living, 25%. Political corruption, 12%. Where's abortion? 4%. Where's woke? 3. Something else. So all the issues DeSantis is talking about, nobody cares. Nobody gives a rat's ass about woke. When they're worried about getting a job next week, are they still going to have a job? Or are they going to be able to afford groceries? This electability argument would have made much more sense if DeSantis focused on what would have won him the nomination. Okay, chat. What would have won Ron DeSantis a nomination? There's two things. One, in my opinion, he should have announced right after the 2022 election. Should have signed the bill as early as possible so we can run again. That's step one, at ASAP. He should have done it in like January instead of May. Because it gave Trump time to gain some momentum, gain back some lost support. Number two, he should have focused on this statement. I am Trump on the issues, but I am arguably more of a threat to the establishment because I'm younger and because I don't have some of the issues that Trump has with legally. That's all he has to say. That's all he had to say. That I'm Trump, but without some of the baggage. Oh my gosh, that's such a complicated thing. That's all he had to freaking say. And he probably would be, I wouldn't say maybe not even first place, but I would say close to it. Instead, he focused on garbage. Focused on crap. Focus on the economy. Focus on family issues. Not just woke. Focus on why it's bad. Focus on, hey, I'm the guy that's going to protect your kids from being turned transgender from your schools. He's not even talking about that. He's just saying the word woke 50 times. Trump has too much of a hold on a base, so I think DeSantis never really had a chance. I disagree with that. Just go look at the RCP polling. Just pull it up. 2022 RCP, or RCP GOP 2024. Because I disagree with that statement. I 100% disagree. All right, here we go. So back in, before 2022, Trump was up by 31 points. His lowest was January 20th. Yep, 20th. Where he was at plus 13. And DeSantis, he was gaining a lot of name recognition. This is when he should have announced. Instead, he announced here, when he was already down 37 points. He has to make up a huge gap. This is the big thing. He should announce right here, and he would have a much better chance. And I gotta be honest, I would have probably supported him if he was smart about it. He was idiotic about it. Then Trump came back to some of his more populist agenda. Focus on political corruption. Focus on the economy. You know, that's what won me over from Trump, or to the Trump officially. I was undecided, but some parts I was leaning DeSantis and really hoping Zeldin would get in. But if he would have announced it January 20th, he probably would be in a good situation right now. But instead, he listened to the establishment. He listened to these hacks that said, Mitt Romney is going to win the state of Ohio by 3. He doesn't need to worry about it. We're going to campaign in Minnesota. Remember that? They sent Paul Ryan in Minnesota the week before. That's all he had to frickin' say and do. And he would have probably won, or at least had a serious competitive primary. But he blew it. He focused on crap nobody cares. Nobody gives a rat's ass about you fixing or banning something 20 years ago. Nobody cares. And his campaign seriously believes there's data out there that shows he's actually in first place. And now, this is the dumbest thing he said. I'm going to bring this up. I don't think many of you guys saw this. This just proves my point. Team DeSantis is throwing this guy off a cliff. Let me just show you guys this. This. I'm not a number 2 guy. DeSantis says he wouldn't run as Trump's VP. What a freaking moron. He just said this today. Oh my gosh. They're killing his career. I'm not a number 2 guy, DeSantis says. Oh yeah, I'm not number 2, but I'm pulling at like 20% nationally. During an appearance to the Wisconsin Right Now podcast, I think I'm a leader. Governor of Florida, I've been able to accomplish a lot. I think I probably could do more staying there than being VP. You dumbass. You freaking moron. Buffoon. Don't say that now. You had a lot of leverage for the VP. Yeah, he had the VP slot. He absolutely did. This idea that Trump flipped on him, that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. In 2020 nomination, yeah. But instead, he's completely wasting his career. He should be making the argument, I'm showing you I'm pulling 20% of this nationally. I'm getting 20% of the support from Republicans. I can help unite the party. Instead, he's saying, I'm number 1. This is why he's not going to win anything. So I'm hoping that, I don't see how DeSantis turns around. I really don't when he says dumb stuff like this. Just say, okay, look, I prefer to be the nominee, but if I'm asked to be the VP, I will 100% accept it. Don't say, I'm too good for that position. That's what he says right here. I'm too good to be VP. The second in line for getting the presidency, and I'm too big for that. Sam Madsen for 5. I'm not a number 2 guy, so he's saying that Vivek is going to beat him. There's some polls showing him he's within margin of error, so. VW Bear for 2. Do you think DeSantis will cave into Disney? He already did. Not as much as some people claim, but he did. He did cave into Disney. Go read what the bill actually said. He already did cave, but it's not as bad as some people claimed it was. But yeah, this is just sad. I'm willing to give free advice. I'm willing to give free advice and say, stop it. Drop out. It's over. I swear to God, I'm starting to believe some of the Q folks when they say that DeSantis campaign is just an op to expose who's really with Trump or not. Yeah, I'm starting to want, I don't believe Q, of course, but it's I'm not blaming those people, but it's this is so bad, I wouldn't be shocked at all. This is how DeSantis always felt. Those close to him have always said DeSantis' ego is massively inflated. Yeah. How stupid can you be to say, I'm too important to be a VP? Just say, I want to be the nominee, but if I'm asked to be the vice president, I will humbly accept it. That's all you have to frickin' say. Nothing else, nothing more. That's it. But his team is idiots. His team, I'm not going to just call some of them. The entire team around DeSantis, they're all idiots at this point, or just ignorant. I have no words to say otherwise. You took the guy that could have seriously challenged Trump and had a political future after, was going to be the nominee, flushed it down the toilet where he doesn't even have a future at this point. Majority of his advisors want to return to Bushism. Yeah. The old Ted Cruz people. Look at all of them. There's only 2 guys from Trump. You look at their past, they were Cruz people originally. They're all Bush or Cruz people around him. This is just sad. Because right now, outside of Youngkin, maybe Hawley, hopefully Zeldin, we're screwed for a bench. We only got a couple people now. He's running it into the ground. And when even some of DeSantis' supporters are saying, yeah, there's no momentum here, it's over. And again, I don't want this. If people make it sound like I want DeSantis to fail, I don't. I wanted him to be the nominee in 2028. I was considering him earlier this year, but his supporters was the thing that really drove me away. And a lot of others. They insult you just for merely considering supporting Trump. And they say, we don't need you. As you're at 20% and Trump's at 60%. I mean, the DeSantis' supporters on Twitter, I'm talking with the bots and the paid shills. They caused his collapse. They started it. His team just finished it. Look at the tweets and stuff. Look at the past. That's what happened. His paid shills started the collapse. His team finished it. Mechanic quality. Yeah, I'm an electable candidate. Then I won't even go to TPUSA. I won't even go to TP Action, whatever it's called. Which, I believe it's in Miami, isn't it? The TP event or whatever it's called. I never know TPUSA event. Yeah, what's the event? Oh, gosh. But yeah, just like, I won't even go to that event by TPUSA, Turning Point, because I'm afraid that Trump's gonna just embarrass me there. What's your home state, I believe? Now I want Youngkin or Hawley. Yeah. Toilet paper USA. Could Ron have been set up? I believe he was yes and no. I think he was set up to a lesser extent, but a lot of his people are just delusional, and I think his ego is way too big for his head. That's what I think really happened here. You had like half his team are grifters that want to tank DeSantis for money. The other half, they're just delusional. That's what I think happened here. I know in a country, let's see. Toilet paper event. Yeah, it's whatever, but the Iowa caucus could be the 9/11 for DeSantis supporters, and if DeSantis wants a political future, he'll drop out and endorse Trump after it. Drop out now and endorse Trump. That's your only hope at this point. And when Steve Cortez even saying, I'm hoping that I can get back into the Trump movement, what do you think DeSantis is like right now? Drop out now and pray Trump is nice enough. And he probably will be. But it just, I don't know. Schizo plus Leach equals Team DeSantis. Yeah. That's his team in a nutshell. Half of them are grifters. The other half are just delusional. On the team itself. I know a lot of DeSantis supporters. A lot of them are good. But even they're starting to realize, okay, this is off the rails. Screw this. Christie's not going to be the nominee. Oh my gosh, DeSantis has paved the way for Christie the nominee. But yeah, so what does everybody got to say? Who's the future of the GOP now? Youngkin? Zeldin? Hawley? Maybe Vance? Because the rest of these idiots, Ted Cruz isn't. He's never going to do anything. Rand Paul, well, I don't think Rand Paul's ever going to do anything either, but yeah, who else? Outside of those three, Hawley, Zeldin, and Youngkin, and maybe Vance, maybe four, everybody's either they don't want to run or they're so incompetent they can't win an election. Youngkin and Vance. Yeah, I think that's two. And maybe Hawley and Zeldin. Those are the only four that I trust. The rest are just morons. Katie Britt's good, yeah. Santos. If he wins re-election, we're freaking running him. I don't care. I don't care if he's a citizen or not. We're running the son of a bitch in 2024-8. If he wins 24. Mark Robinson's base, but he's going to be governor. Yeah, I don't think Robinson's a guy that wants to do anything past being a governor. But yeah. Gianforte, Zeldin, Hawley, Zeldin, Youngkin, Vance, Mastery, wins, Gates, and Donalds. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's better than the Democrats' bench. Shapiro, I mean, he's the only one I'm worried about. Whitmer's overrated. She's going to do great in Michigan. That's it. But Outside of that, their bench, I'm not saying is too good. Abbott or Kemp? Kemp, maybe a Senate seat? That's about it. Christy Cheney. The day that Christy and Cheney are on the same ticket, hell freezes over. Newsom would get. Newsom's from California. I don't think that would go too well. Why do you think so many people are leaving the state? Also, could some of these right-wing political commentators stop tearing down Rockefeller Republicans in Northeast? It's the best we'll get around here, and they are better than a Dem. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's one thing from being like a full-on resist liberal, but if you're like frickin' Alan Funk, I can live with that. I'm fine with, but yeah, if it's not a full-blown Democrat, I can understand it. Just if not Phil Scott type, there's no point in supporting that. It just at that point you got a Democrat versus a Democrat, one that's pro taxes, one that's anti-tax. That's it. No, Spencer Cox is not doing anything. GOP will keep a majority if Kemp gets the Senate of Georgia. Yeah, I agree. What state do we have a chance of flipping the Senate? California, Washington State, or Oregon? I would say none. But if our best chance, it'd probably be Oregon. Of those three, it'd probably be Oregon. If it's like against some corrupt Democrat, maybe. Riley the Mindy Deutschland for 5. What will be the combined percent of the votes be for Manchin and West in 2024? And should we all donate to their campaign since it'll take away from Dems? It's too early to say, but with Manchin, that opens a can of worms. Because, and Hutzman, if that's the ticket, there are a lot of voters I think they would vote for Manchin. Because they know who he is. West, it depends. It depends how many tickets he's on, how many ballots. But yeah, if they're running, support them. Get them on every single state ballot. Get them everywhere. Because the more independents like Manchin or West, the worse Biden is off. So, Romney probably wins a primary because of Mormons. I don't know about that. I'm hearing some good news from the GOP out there. They were Senate candidates. They raised a lot of money, so there's hope. Is Manchin going to run for president? It's weird he's doing an event in New Hampshire. That I will say. Fun Tiffany. Yeah, haven't heard anything from that camp yet. For a while, at least. Lots of GOP commentators need to open up the tent, tailor a message for the regions to get the most conservatives in the reddest state, and get sane Republicans who support school choice, lower taxes. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, no, if you're supporting a Phil Scott type, there's no point. Yeah, there's no point in supporting it. But Joe Exotic 20. I forgot he's running. I forgot Exotic is running for president. Phil Scott / Becky Edwards. Again, that's another point where it's like, at that point, who frickin' cares? You're getting a liberal, a Democrat, and a resist liberal. That's what you're getting. At least Phil Scott's not as resist liberal as Edwards. Have you heard about Frank LaRose praising no labels? Yeah, there's some shady stuff incoming about LaRose. That I heard. That's why I'm undecided in that race between LaRose and Moreno. Because Dolan's a freaking dumbass. And if you think that Dolan's the only one that can win Ohio, give me a break. Most Trumpy state, we gotta run a suburban voter? What the hell are you talking about? The only person that says on Twitter, what? I cannot believe that people seriously believe only Dolan can win that Senate election. Cuellar / Bell Awards. There's no way they would get past the primary. No way. I'm not gonna read the rest of that. I'm not gonna read that there, guy, because that's just gonna get me demonetized, which I probably already am. But Becky Edwards versus John Bill Edwards. I would vote for Bill Edwards. At least he's conservative on abortion. I'll give him that. DeSantis has every right to speak about Florida. He did an amazing job and should showcase his record. Yeah, but here's the difference. Okay, yeah, talk about how you have a great record. But at some point, people are like, okay, what are you going to do about, say, the border? Well, I was a great governor of Florida for 10 years. I don't freaking care. Talk about, okay, you have a good record. But what are you going to do about, say, immigration? What are you going to do about free trade? And he hasn't done that. And it's like Trump. Trump, he talks about how he's rich and stuff, but he talks about why we need that thinking. Like, hey, I'm a rich businessman. I'm a guy that I got out of bankruptcy and I built up Queens. It's like, but we need that type of thinking for the White House. Remember the freaking, when the lights went out? How he got off paying the bill for that place? I gotta get that video up. Hold on. It's freaking gold. And it shows you why everybody loves Trump. Okay, there we go. Okay, I gotta get this video up. This is freaking hilarious by Trump. It just shows you why people love this guy. And why he connects to people so easy. And I think most of you heard of this before. All right, there.
Much as you want to put them in our jails, they were probably sent here so that we put them in our jails. Because to put them in our jails, they didn't pay the electric bill. To put them, oh, I like that much better. Oh. Oh, that's so much better. Those lights were brutal. They come from the dishonest press? Where? Oh, don't turn them off. Forget it. Better, right? Don't turn them on. Don't turn the lights on. Plus, we save on electricity, right? And because the lights didn't work, I won't pay the rent. So we get better lighting, and we don't pay the rent, right? Right? No, get those lights off. Off. Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn them off. So much nicer. No, that's the way we have to negotiate for our country.
You see what I'm talking about, everybody? I mean, he takes that situation to get the lights off. They're too bright. It's the dishonest press. But then turns around and say, we need that thinking. What's DeSantis' moment? DeSantis has not done anything like that to say, I was a great governor and I fixed education. I went after Disney. We need to apply that to big tech. We need to apply that to the deep state. He hasn't done that. So it doesn't matter that, oh, you're a great governor. How does that apply to being president? Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. It's always Trump with the most random moments like that. But it works. He knows how to play off mistakes like that. You don't have to pay the electricity bill. Chris Christie, turn on the light. We need to target monopolies like Amazon and Google. Yeah. DeSantis, if he would have said, I went after Disney, I went after this political crap in our schools, we need to apply the same thinking to going after Amazon and Google for being big tech monopolies. That would work so much better. Imagine how DeSantis would react. Oh no, the lights. Oh, can we please fix them, please? Yeah. Trump knows how to respond to chaos. DeSantis, not really. Imagine this. Trump is a joker. DeSantis, He's Eggman. I don't freaking know. But Trump is the Joker. He responds to chaos perfectly. I know that's kind of like a bit, what's the word for it? What's the word for it? Like a bit extreme example, but it's like, that's the whole point. He knows how to understand and respond to chaos. DeSantis needs to be scripted. If he doesn't, he is screwed. Have you seen the guy not speak from a teleprompter? Adaptive, yeah. Thank you. Eggman. Hey, I had to bring it up. All right. I had to bring up Eggman because it's freaking Nicolas Cage brought that up. It's freaking hilarious, but... Which, by the way, I hope he is Eggman eventually. Charlie Baker / Becky Edwards 2028. At least well, not Baker. I mean, and this is the cope that some people live with. Look at all these judges that Charlie Baker nominated. All the judges Baker nominated are even more progressive than before. Yeah, it's just, I don't get why people like Baker so much. He didn't really do much. Republicans need to swallow their pride and support some healthcare improvements and helping people in rural America. Yeah, as everybody knows, this is the issue that I'm, quote-unquote, further to the left on compared to other conservatives. I'm not leftist on it. I'm like a centrist, you know? It's an issue where I'm fine with private plans. But you can't have these freaking insurance companies say, you went to this hospital for 50 years, but bam, you can't go to it anymore. You know, it's like, no, that can't be allowed. Just because of, because we said so. You just can't, you know? And, free market my ass. You don't have a free market if it's not fair. You need a fair market at the same time. A free but fair market. I think DeSantis would resonate better with voters if he had an issues page and campaign on issues that people care about. Yeah. I mean, we still have an issues page. Nothing. What? People are like, what does DeSantis stand for? Well, if you go on the issues website, you see mass immigration, free trade. It's like, that's when he was a congressman, but it's like, how are people going to respond to that? I can't believe Rap said something about insurance companies. Yeah, some of these people, they worship these insurance companies. It's like, screw them. I mean, there's a lot of them that are just bad. They're bad actors. They purposely jack up your rates. They kick you out of certain hospitals for merely existing. You know, it's like, what am I going to say? I'm being honest. The insurance companies are scams. There needs to be serious reform. DeSantis, the personality of a piece of plywood, combined with an inhaling helium voice. Yeah. DeSantis trying to be the Trump replacement without having any of the stances that made Trump who he is as a political figure. Yeah. If he would have ran as I'm Trump but refined, that could have worked. Instead, he's just running on this weird culture wars. Trump didn't really focus on that. When he won, he focused on the economy. He focused on immigration. Not, well, you see, when I was a governor 5 years ago, I banned CRT. It's like, yes, that's important to some people, but it's like, when the economy is collapsing at the seams, I don't think people are more worried about that than freaking, I banned CRT. Our current economic system is a combination of the most exploitable aspects of libertarianism and Leninism. I wouldn't say Leninism, but libertarianism, yeah. I mean, this isn't a fair market. This is not a free market. I mean, for a free market, you would have multiple enterprises competing for the same customer. Yeah, they would be competing. Right now, you have 6 companies that own all the media. Like, let's be real. If it wasn't for YouTube, all the media you guys would be hearing would be from Fox, CNN, NBC, ABC, and CBS. You wouldn't be hearing it from other people with other perspectives, alternative media. It's like, that ain't right. That isn't right at all. So I'm hoping that somebody in the Republican Party gets some kind of trust-busting law. I mean, there's no reason Disney owns Fox. You know? And MSNBC. Whatever, they're the same thing. McConnell won't, let's see. Bring back antitrust. Yeah. We need antitrust laws. We need to do what we did to the oil companies back in the early 1900s. Absolutely. No, I'm not going to that. Nope, not going to that platform. Nope. I can't say much right now, but there are things in the work that, if they go well, and you guys keep supporting the content, it's going to be good news. Good news for everybody. But I can't say it because not 100%. It may not happen, but let me just say that, we're definitely in an age where myself could stream to many people, thousands upon thousands of people, for free. And I can't say much more, but it's like, that's crazy. You sound like an Eastern European communist, like the Communist Party of Russia, except you're more socially liberal. What? How? How am I as communist for merely saying insurance companies suck? Are you talking about me, or are you talking about somebody else? It's like, this is the thinking that screwed us over. To think that, oh, I'm against it, I hate insurance companies, but that makes me a communist. No, not kick. But, close. It's a platform that I think most of you know I'm on. That if things go well, I think you guys will like. But I can't say much right now, because I don't want to promise anything. When are you going on Timcast? I mean, if I'm invited, I'll go. But I don't think... The problem is I'm just too small right now as a channel. Oh, God, I'm Christy. Oh, gosh, small. But, yeah, it's... Like, I'm going to go on a couple podcasts the next couple months. I know that. But, yeah. The GOP calling everyone socialist the dumbest strategy ever. Yeah. Because, like, well, yeah, socialism is bad, but not everything remotely government socialism. Threads, no. I'm not on Threads. I don't even know what that is. It's a platform that everybody knows. Everybody has it. I guarantee you everybody in chat has it. That I'm working on stuff that, if things go well, if I hope they go well, we just gotta see. Because I think, I love YouTube. I absolutely love it. I'm still gonna post here, but it's like, I want to do other avenues where we can expand and grow the base, So, that I can say. This isn't the 60s, they need to stop with the Cold War communist talking points. Yeah, I mean, this isn't 1960 where, the Cuban Missile Crisis had full-blown everything. But, yeah, now people are confused. No, it's not OnlyFans. Give me a break. It's not Instagram. I'm not going to say, but some people are close. Okay, Robinson gained that money, $2.2 million so far. Wow, Mark Robinson raised that much? What? Let me pull that up. It's not TikTok. It's not a Chinese virus. It's not a Chinese virus. Okay, here we go. But, guys, we got some big news. North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson has a very impressive fund. Oh, remember when people said that he was an unelectable candidate? $2.2 million raised. Yeah, so much for him not being able to raise money. Give me a break. He can raise money. He's a strong candidate. The people that say that Robinson's unelectable, they support a Pat McCrory, and he lost by like 50. So, my electability. But it's like he raised $2.2 million. By eating more. President Chris Christie in 2029 saying how he will solve the food crisis. But yeah. Guys, remember when Mark Robinson was unelectable? He can't raise money. He can't win an election. Yeah, how did that go? How did that go at all? Remember, this guy gets hit by a scandal every other day. It doesn't matter. He's able to appeal to the base, but when he needs to, he can appeal to independents. He is a unique candidate where he is super conservative, but when he talks to people, you can freaking... Remember every video of him going to like a predominantly black church, and he's getting the rail against the Democrat Party? And like the most Democrat part of North Carolina? I mean... It's like he's the only guy that can do that. He's the only guy that can straight up just show up and make predominantly Democrat voters anti-Democrat for like 5 minutes. I mean, what am I supposed to say? McCain lost North Carolina. So true. So true. He can't win because McCain lost. He preaches in every speech, Uncle Lie. Yeah. Because he does it perfectly. He talks about what matters. No, again, you notice this. He doesn't use his race as a factor. Yes, every now and again he says, I was a poor black kid from, was it Charlotte? I can't remember, but either way, it's like, yeah, he brings that up, but it's like, not 100% of the time. It's once, which I'm fine with. Let's see. Can Mark Robinson make North Carolina African-American GOP supporters? I don't think so, but I think he'll do better with them. He's the only one that can. He's the only one that could think that could pull that bullshit off like that. Greensboro, okay. That's where he's from? Why did I think it was Charlotte? I swore he said Charlotte, whatever. Close enough. Very much close enough. But, yeah, Mark Robinson raised $2.2 million, $3.2 million cash on hand. He's winning. He's good. If nothing significant changes, he's winning. Could he lose? Yeah, but if something crazy happens, yeah, he could lose, but I don't see him losing. Especially when he's getting this amount of money. Robinson is based because he doesn't play the black card like most black Republican or Democrats. Yeah. He only talked about once. He said, yeah, I was a poor black kid from Greensboro. That's fine. I'm fine with talking about your past, but when you talk about it, like certain Republicans, like, are you just running to grift off money? Or what? Let's see. Imagine Trump won the speakership. I can't imagine him being the speaker. That wouldn't last too long, I don't think. He's not losing the primary. Yeah, I don't see him losing the primary. I don't get why some of these bozos are running, but hey. That's whatever. They want to waste their money. Because I think Robinson's fine financially. I mean, $3.2 million cash on hand already. And it's the first quarter he's ran. Good start. So yeah. Christie. Chris Christie or Elizabeth Warren. Ooh. Neither. I just wouldn't vote. There's a lot of elections where I just would not. I would vote for the rest of the ticket, but wouldn't vote for the presidential election. Lincoln lost Texas. It's Jover. But the sad part is some people actually use that logic. that he lost Texas. I mean, it's exaggerating, but some of these people legitimately believe some of that crap. Lincoln lost the state of Oklahoma, or Lincoln lost the state of Alabama. Trump can't win it. And somebody's going to actually make the argument. I guarantee it. There are a bunch of rhinos running in Louisiana. Really? I have not looked at Louisiana much. Because it's like, whoever wins the primary is going to be the governor. But they do the stupid jungle primary stuff, so that should be fun. Since the North Carolina Attorney General's term limited, the GOP is winning the race. No, he's running for the governorship. That's why. So, but yeah, is he term limited? Lincoln lost New Jersey both times. But this, again, people make arguments like that all the time on Twitter. Lincoln lost Kentucky. It's over. Jeff Landry's pretty good. I gotta look more into it. I really don't know who I support for Louisiana. Goldwater lost Alaska. Patola will hold the seat forever. Well, Patola, I think, is gonna hold on for a while. Unless we run Chewbacca. Chewbacca could beat her. But I don't think she's gonna run, sadly. Oh no, DeSantis gained 1% in a YouGov poll. Now he's going to win the election. I saw somebody say that. He gained literally 1%. DeSantis is surging. It's called margin of error, you dunce. If there's multiple showing him going up 2-3 points, okay. 1 point. Walrus clap. Chewbacca. Yeah, it's a funny way of saying her name. Lincoln didn't even get votes in the South. He's so unelectable. Yeah, it's just, the electability argument has its points to a lesser extent, but when you go full-blown and say, we need to run Matt Dolan in Ohio to win, at that point, you're just delusional. You know, Lincoln didn't even get votes. Yeah, I read that once. But yeah, it's just, there's a lot of stuff with the electability argument that, it's so full of shit, some of these people. They seriously believe you need to run a centrist in Ohio to win. Reagan didn't win Minnesota. He's extremely unelectable. Well, to be fair, I mean, never mind. I was going to say that, I mean, technically he is unelectable now because his policies wouldn't work now, but who would you vote for in an Oz versus Mastriano primary? Oz. We gotta get that. I love Doug Vember, the meme, but we need Mehmet Monday back, please. We need him in the Senate for the love of. How in the hell did he? I hate it. Freaking that clown! Oh my gosh. They should have just all dropped out immediately when Oz got the endorsement. Just drop out. In all fairness, centrist Mike DeWine won big. Oh my gosh, he ran against a no-name, spent 30 times the amount as she did, and, well, oh yeah, he was popular for Democrats because they love lockdowns. That's why he won so big. Most underrated governor. Ooh. That's a good one. I'm gonna say, that's a tough one. I'm going to say the guy from South Carolina, McMaster. Underrated. Yeah, I think it's McMaster from South Carolina. He's the most underrated governor. I think Mastriano softly endorsed DeSantis. What? Oh my, is that real? The same unelectable clowns that are the people who cried Trump is a conservative. Yeah, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard. So, these people say We were too extreme on abortion and, other stuff in 2022. That's why we lost. We need to run eluctable moderates. They call Trump he's not conservative enough for being exactly what they promoted. You can't make this up. You just can't. These people are real. Let's see. McMaster's my governor. Yeah, he's a good governor overall. But these people, they're stupid. They say Trump's unelectable for not being conservative. But all these other candidates, they're unelectable for being too conservative. Whatever. All right. So, I'm wondering what we got to do. So, do you guys want me to continue the stream? Because I think I'm going to... I don't know. But if you do got any super chats or any other questions, send them now. Because I'm thinking we'll stay for a little bit longer, but if anything doesn't happen, we'll just head out. Mastriano isn't the type of guy that would endorse DeSantis over Trump. I mean, maybe. Mastriano talk about making Pennsylvania Florida. Hold on, what? What'd I miss? Yes. What did I miss? Alright, okay, we'll go on for a little bit longer. The electability crowd thinks any moderate wins. But then Trump's too moderate. That's the stupidest argument I've ever heard. Trump isn't conservative enough. At the same time, we gotta be moderate to win. Mosh trying to retweet anti-Trump things that kind of bash for not financing his campaign. I like Doug. I like him. He follows me and stuff, but it's like, dude, that's not... Go after Doug Ducey. That's who you should be blaming, not Trump. Trump, he didn't endorse anybody. Can we get a poll as to whether or not we should do a Trump plus 7 man? At that point, it'll be every 2016 state plus, like, Minnesota, Nevada... New Hampshire, probably. Maine. New Mexico, maybe. Virginia. That's what it would be. I seen elected bros call Trump and MAGA fascist. Yeah. Half the time they either say he's too conservative or he's too moderate. There's no one but these people are idiots. It's like, when you look at it, Trump is not that conservative on social issues. And I like the guy. I'm just saying that on abortion, he's kind of like more to the center. LGBT stuff, more to the center. It's like, so how is that too conservative? If your argument is we need moderates, Trump's the most moderate guy in the field. When you compare the major candidates, I'm not talking about Chris Christie. Can we get a Santos v. Corey map then? I guarantee you there'll be like 5 third-party candidates. They just all run and split the vote. It goes to the House. At that point, I don't freaking know. That's the boomer in him. Yeah, Trump's always been more liberal on social issues. And I know Trump has gotten better on alphabet stuff. I agree with that. I'm just saying that overall, compared to other Republicans, he is more moderate. Except maybe Doug Burgum. But I do wonder, it's like, some of these people, are they serious what they say? Like, half the time I think they're joking, right? They don't actually think that Trump's a fascist. Then meanwhile, they actually believe it half the time. Sad. It's very sad what happens, isn't it? Very sad. Trump blocked, yeah, I know Trump's gotten better, but it's like, still... You hear about the Burger King in Thailand who made a burger with no meat and has 20 slices of cheese? I saw that and I just wanted to puke at that thought. Who would eat that? Who would eat 20 pieces of cheese on a single bun? Why? Like, boy, you... Oh, gosh, I can only imagine it would be... Oh, jeez. I don't think your stomach would like that too much. Eat that much. Do you see the Red Eagle Politics meme? What? What I miss now? Cheese. Yeah, it just... I can't understand how people can eat all that cheese and just, like, not get sick from it. Gosh, chat's just, like, thinking about cheese now. Burgum did a near total abortion ban. Yeah, but there's issues he sucks on. There are some issues he definitely sucks on. Oh, the 5 stages of grief. I saw that. That's funny. This isn't Christy travels to South Asia to try the new sandwich. Oh my gosh. It's sad, but it's like, it's so easy to make a meme about that. Rap, you should do more videos, talk about social issues like you did for Easter about birth rates. I plan on doing that, but for special occasions or for channel members. So if you want access to those special videos, especially on a regular basis, you should probably join the channel today. That's the best way to do it, only for $3 a month. But yeah, so yeah, I think that yeah, I want to do more social issue stuff, but the problem is I'm going to kick that to the member stuff because they don't do as good. It's like, they're fine for holiday stuff, but that's about it. I do like posting for Easter and stuff. That's fine, but yeah. What happened to his voice? I don't know what happened to my voice. I'm just trying to talk in here like this. Why does it sound like you're on the ISS? He covered his mouth and muffled. No, I did not do anything. My mouth is completely normal, alright? I'm speaking in a normal voice right now. Do people seriously believe I'm muffling it right now? Yes, I'm muffling it. Alright, people. It's a joke. Do you understand that? Doug Burger. Oh, man. Does anyone here follow Rich Barris? I do. So I'm going to give... Okay. What do you think of him? Barris, like many other people, were wrong about 2022. They were. Right? And I was wrong too. And notice, I'm one of the only people that admit that. That I was wrong about that. But here's the problem. Or I should say, here's the thing about Barris. He doesn't fake his polls. Like, hold on. Let me get the Iowa map up. Let me get his Iowa poll up. Because I saw somebody seriously claim he faked this. What the F? This is not the real rap. What are you talking about? This is the real American. What are you talking about? But yeah, hold on. I gotta get this Iowa poll because this is stupid. Alright. So this is from Barris. This is why I consider him one of the best he is one of the best. What he does. I'm not even saying, he doesn't have issues here and there. He does. I think sometimes his political opinion can get the better of him. I'm not attacking him for it. It happens to me. But, okay. This is a map of every single respondent of his poll. Are you going to tell me that he faked every single one of these polls? Every single one of them. And in this poll, Trump's winning by I think it was by 30 points, I think it was, over DeSantis. But it's like, what pollster does this? Shows you every single response. Like right here. You can see what the exact demographics of it were. A white, Caucasian independent that's voting for Trump. This is her first time ever being a caucus. Who does this? Who? Are you done with Trafalgar? Yeah, I mean, they really screwed me over. I I should have taken their polls with a grain of salt, but when you're out here saying Vermont's going to be close, it's like, okay, what's going on here? I think Barris is very honest. He tries his best. He does a good job. Yeah, he does. I agree that sometimes he may get his personal opinion in the way, but not as much as, say, other people. But it just like, everybody was wrong. 2022. Everybody. What happened was, it was bad turnout for Republicans. And when the precinct data is already coming out, and it's proving Republicans had a pure turnout issue. That's it. Do you believe the reports of the GOP in different states being broke? We talked about that earlier. Yeah, they're real. They're 100% real. It's sad. It is really sad that we have several state parties that are completely broke. 100% broke. And yet we, Ronna McDaniel could spend $100,000 on freaking plastic surgery. But Christie will flip the state to medium rare. Oh my god. Again, it's sad that it's so easy to mock Christie. But it's like, he does to himself at times. Any news on Daniel Cameron? Does he have a running mate yet? I don't think so. I don't know what he's doing, but... Will Arizona ever go Republican again? I think it can, but there's a lot of problems we gotta fix. And I went over it at the start of the stream, so... Yeah. Alright, if you got any more super chats, any more questions, anything like that, send them now or forever go in peace. Alright? If you got any more questions, send them now. We'll chat for a little bit longer, then I'm probably going to head out. Because we got a bunch of streams coming up this next week. So, hooray on that part. Because this Friday we have a long stream. I think that's going to be a while. We got the Tucker Carlson interviewing a bunch of people. Can you ever see Mark Robinson as president or vice president? Yeah. Trump will probably endorse Matt Rosedale. I don't see it. I hope he does, but don't see it. But I do wonder, what will be electables' reaction if Trump endorsed Shahee? Will they suddenly flip to Rosendale? I would laugh if they do that. Oh my gosh, he's unelectable. Do you think Henry Cuellar might get primaried out? I don't think so. The guy is a freaking... You can't... He's like a cockroach. It doesn't matter what you do. He will not get primaried out. Can Shahee win? Yeah. But I support Rosendale. Because the rest of candidates are... Yeah. Because he has some big problems. Big problems. We need a new campaign trail stream. Well, I mean, eventually, but not now. Thoughts on Alabama redistricting and the possibility of 7-0 for the GOP. That ain't happening unless they overturn, what's it called? The Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. That's the only way that can happen. He's a golden captor of Texas. Yeah, Henry Cuellar's not going to lose. All right. So if anybody doesn't have any more super chats, I think I'm going to head out. If you did enjoy this stream, smash the like button down below. Subscribe. Share with your friends. Hit that little bell. Follow the social media accounts in the description down below. And, of course, join the channel today. Again, if you got any more super chats or anything like that, send them now or forever go in peace. Definitely a fun stream, everybody. Definitely an entertaining one. Rap support. No, I support. No, that's not what I said. I support getting rid of Section 2. Section 2 is garbage. These garbage Section 2 districts where it's like, oh, we had a gerrymander based on race. That's actual racism. That should be illegal. You should not gerrymander based on race. Peace rap. All right. Thank you. Trump rally in Boston. Really? No way there's a rally in Boston for Trump. I honestly hope there is. But yeah, so this next week, we got a lot of stuff. Friday we got the Tucker Carlson stuff. That's gonna be a morning stream. That's gonna be early. We got next Monday. I believe there was there a town hall with Trump? Right? Yeah, I believe there was a town hall with Trump. Next Tuesday there's something. There's a lot of stuff incoming. We're finally starting to get to the busier time of the cycle. Will you vote for Christie if he's the nominee? Nope. I'll just not vote. Trump should primary Rick Scott. No. I don't think so. But yeah, so next Tuesday we do got a town hall with Trump. Hopefully that goes good for Trump. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next live stream or video. Godspeed.